The U.S. assassination of top Iranian general Qasem Soleimani in Iraq on January 2nd has drawn sharp international condemnation, with critics warning it moved the U.S. and Iran closer to war. On Monday, January 6th, as many as 1 million people mourned Soleimani's slaying in Iran. The Defense Department said Soleimani was killed as a defensive action taken, quote, at the direction of the president, and alleged he was actively developing plans to attack Americans in the region. The White House has defended its actions but failed to provide any evidence, prompting comparisons to the claims of weapons of mass destruction that were used to justify the invasion of Iraq in 2003.
We made the right decision to take out this terrorist. We watched him continue to actively build out for what was going to be a significant attack. That's what we believed, and we made the right decision.
On Sunday, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo claimed on CNN that the U.S. would be celebrated in Iraq.
I saw last night there was dancing in the streets in parts of Iraq. We have every expectation that people not only in Iraq but in Iran will view the American action last night as giving them freedom to have the opportunity for success and prosperity for their nations.
But tens of thousands have taken to the streets of Iraq in protest. Many Iraqis, including opponents of Soleimani, have expressed anger at Washington for killing him on Iraqi soil and potentially dragging their beleaguered country into another conflict.
It is a horrific atmosphere they want us to live in. Chaos worse than what we live in now. There will be more killings, and the fight between U.S. and Iran will move to Iraq. They don't care that we are protesting for our rights. What is coming will be worse, and the Iraqi parliament will not vote for expelling the foreign forces from Iraq.
On January 5th, the Iraqi parliament voted to order the U.S. to withdraw its troops from the country, prompting the U.S. to threaten renewed sanctions against Iraq. In the 1990s, U.S. sanctions killed more than 500,000 Iraqi children. U.S. President Donald Trump tweeted an image of the American flag to announce Soleimani's assassination, and has doubled down on threats to bomb 52 locations, including Iranian cultural sites, which would be a war crime under international law if Iran retaliates. On January 5th, Iran announced it would not limit itself to restrictions imposed by the historic 2015 Iran nuclear agreement. Iran's Foreign Minister Javad Zarif tweeted it would continue cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency. The Trump administration withdrew from the accord in May of 2018 and imposed harsh sanctions, claiming Iran had violated the terms of the deal. But the UN nuclear watchdog reported Iran was in compliance. On Sunday, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the House will introduce and vote on a war powers resolution this week to limit Trump's actions regarding Iran. Senator Tim Kaine will introduce a parallel war powers resolution in the Senate. Vermont Senator and Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders condemned Trump's actions.
This is a dangerous escalation that brings us closer to another disastrous war in the Middle East. The wise course would have been to stick with that nuclear agreement, enforce its provisions, and use that diplomatic channel with Iran to address a wide range of concerns, including their support of terrorism.
Massachusetts Senator and Democratic presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren said Trump carried out the assassination to possibly distract from his impending impeachment trial.
I think the question people reasonably ask is, next week, Donald Trump faces the start, potentially, of an impeachment trial. And why now? I think people are starting to ask, why now did he do this? Why not delay? And why this one is so dangerous is that he is truly taking us right to the edge of war.
Over the weekend, over 60 U.S. and Iranian nationals were detained and interrogated at the U.S.-Canadian border, according to CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations.
We oppose the occupation of Iraq. We oppose sanctions on Iran.
Protests were held in the streets of cities like New York and Washington over the weekend to demand U.S. troops withdraw from Iraq and against a possible war on Iran.
The way to end these wars all around the world is through popular mobilization. We need thousands of people out into the streets to oppose the wars and let the U.S. government know that even though they say that they're doing this in our name, it's not in our name, and we don't support it.
The strike in the assassination, really, of Major General Qasem Soleimani was designed to box in Iran, to try to create more of a war danger, a drastic escalation that could spill over into many countries after the wake of 25 years following the 2003 invasion that's been so destructive, certainly in the Middle East, but also for many people here in the United States.
We'll keep bringing you updates on the ongoing fallout from Soleimani's killing here at TheRealNews.com. This is Jess Lenore.
Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it. But do us one more solemn favor. Hit the subscribe button below. You know you want to. Stay up on the videos.